Hi, welcome. This is a yin yoga practice for building flexibility. I haven't done this in a while where I pick a random wild card to implement into our practice. So I'm shuffling the deck right now. This is my restorative yoga deck, but most of these restorative poses can also be done as yin poses. And also, I'm going to pick a card from this gratitude affirmation deck, and this message will be shared at the end in Shavasana. I love ending Shavasanas with quotes or a positive message. That way, as you're relaxing, it's kind of seeping and getting deeply embedded into the subconscious mind. Ooh, the sun is fuerte. Let's move this over a little bit. All right, sorry about that. All right, let's get a card. Let's see what we get. What pose? I got a nice yummy juicy yin sequence already planned out, but let's add something. And I just realized that I shuffled my card with some of the breathing exercises in here, so if one of those cards come out, I'll just shuffle until I get a posture. I have been doing power yoga lately. I'm doing a power yoga challenge, and I haven't done power yoga for almost a year. So something in my body, something just was like, I want to start moving and sweating and building strength, which goes perfectly along with building flexibility. Without strength, you're prone to injuring yourself when you're moving into when you're trying to open your body up and gain more flexibility. So strength and flexibility go hand in hand. When you strengthen your muscles, you're strengthening the muscles around the joints, and it's supporting the joints so that when you move to stretch into those poses and open up your body more, you have strong muscles to support the joints so you don't hurt yourself or injure yourself. All right, one more shuffle. That doesn't belong in there. We don't need the instructions in there. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, don't you love it when it comes out fast? Oh, supported child pose. So restorative, calming, great for your digestive system, your lower back, your hips. And I already have a child's pose planned out for our practice. It's just that it was supposed to be a counter pose, but we'll hold it for a little bit longer. All right, let's get our gratitude affirmation card. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to pick it out. I'm going to show it to you. If you choose to pause and read it yourself and then go into practice, there's no problem with that. But I'm going to read it at the end. We're lying in Shavasana. Gratitude is just an attitude of gratitude. Helps you to see the positive things in your life. Helps you to focus on more positive, abundant things. Helps you to change your perspective also. It helps you to see the good. In a world right now where things are just kind of like wonky and weird, I think I love these cards because they remind me to focus, to keep my mind focused on what's good in my life, what's good around me, what's already, where the abundance already is, where the riches and the wealth already is, outside of money. It's important. Because the energies right now can tear you down, and there are some modalities and things that are created to keep us down. But we got to stay strong. We gotta keep staying strong and keep moving on. All right. Allure of aroma. I'm gonna read this at the end. Allure of aroma. Well, aroma is scents and smells. I love things that smell good. I am like a perfume fragrance addict. I love candles. I love incense. I love flowers. My sense of smell, I love things that smell good. So I'm not even going to read that. I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm going to wait till the end so I can be just as surprised as you are. All right, let's get into our practice. Welcome to this yin yoga practice for flexibility. We will be building flexibility not only in the body, but also the mind. So meet your body where it is today. And if a pose does not serve your body, skip, modify, or find a different variation of it. In this yin practice, we will be holding the postures for 3 minutes. Grab any props that you feel that you may need. I will be using yoga blocks and a yoga bolster. Remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. Let's begin our practice with our first posture, Sphinx pose. Come to lie down flat onto the stomach. Draw the elbows under the shoulders. Grab a hold of opposite elbows to make sure your shoulders are shoulders distance apart. Draw the forearms and the fingertips to face forward. Move the hips side to side to make sure that the hips and the legs are relaxed. Draw the heart forward by pressing down into the forearms and drawing the elbows back. Tilt the pelvis towards the face to lengthen the lower back. Make sure that you're bringing the back bend into the upper back. You have the option to hold it here in Sphinx pose, or you can bring in a quad stretch. Bend the right knee, send the right heel towards the buttocks, and grab a hold of the foot with your right hand. You can keep the upper body up, supporting yourself on the left forearm, or to move in deeper, bring the chest forward and down, and rest the forehead on your hand. Gently push the pelvis into the ground. See how that intensifies the right quad stretch. You can also use this variation of the pose to help stretch the right side of the chest. Draw the right shoulder down and away from the ear. If you're in the quad stretch, gently release the right foot, and let's move over to the left side. Grab a hold of the left foot, and see where your body is today. If you want to keep the upper body upright or melt it down forward. Continue to lengthen the lower back. Tilt your tailbone down. Gently push the pelvis into the ground, and stretch the left shoulder away from the ear. Gently release the left foot down and bring the hands by the low ribs and push into the ground to come up. We're going to take our wild card pose, child's pose, which is also a great counter pose to back bends. Bring the big toes together, take the knees out wide, and you can take this pose with or without props. If you're using props, stack your pillows or your bolsters right in front of you in between the knees. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Then melt the upper body forward, giving the weight of the upper body to your support. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and soften the upper back. Soften the feet, the fingers. Make sure you're not pushing into the ground to hold yourself up. Gently lift the head and come to lie down on the opposite cheek to even out the stretch in the neck. Take an inhale and push into the hands to come upright to release child's pose. If you used any props, you'll just set them off to the side. Let's move into downward facing dog. Set the wrists right under the shoulders and spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck the back toes under. And then when you find an exhalation, push the hips up and back. Send the chest towards the upper thighs. And walk your dog and pedal out through the feet. Lengthen your spine as you move the shoulders away from your ears, even in this inverted position. Take an inhale to step the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand. Gently rest the right knee down and untuck the right toes. We're going to come into dragon pose. Make sure that the knee is stacked right over the ankle and that the toes and the knee are pointed in the same direction. And you can rest the hands on the ground, on the inside of the left leg, or on blocks. To check to see if your hips are squared, draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. You have the option to stay upright or to come down on forearms. And to move deeper into the hips, come onto the left pinky toe edge of the foot and let the left knee fall out to the left. The toes and the knees are aligned and still pointing in the same direction. As we hold it here, soften the upper back, draw the chest forward, soften the hips down, soften the muscles of the face. Keep everything soft. Keep your inhalations and your exhalations even. Use your inhalation to release and bring the left leg back to center. The left foot is between the hands. We're going to take half splits. As you draw the hips back, come onto the left heel. Flex the left toes towards the face. You can keep a soft bend in the left knee just to make sure you don't hyperextend the knee. Hands can rest on the ground or they can rest on blocks, bringing the ground closer to you. Lengthen the back, heart center draws forward. Exhale to fold, breathing into the left hamstring. You have the option to hold it here in half splits, or if you want to move deeper and are working into getting into full splits, tuck the right toes under and move the right knee back. You can place a block under the hips and begin to lengthen out the legs, moving deeper into splits pose. Find the level of the block that works for the hips and for where your body is at today. Inhale to release, bend the left knee. Use the right toes to help to bring the right knee forward. Draw the left knee back onto all fours. Just move the hips from side to side to release. And then push back into downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand, finding dragon pose on the second side. Find the variation that works for you. Make sure to align your hips, draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Draw the heart forward and sink the hips down. And to move deeper into dragon pose, you can come down onto the forearms, either on the ground or resting on blocks. And come to the pinky toe edge of the right foot, letting the right knee fall out to the right. Use your inhalation to release dragon pose. Heel toe the right foot to the center of the mat. We're going to take half splits on this side. Come onto the right heel. Flex the right toes back. Keep a micro bend in the right knee. Keep a micro bend in the right knee to protect the knee. Soften your upper back and the shoulders away from the ears as you breathe into your right hamstring. If you took the splits variation on the left side, you'll slide the right heel forward, move the left knee back, and place a block or support under the hips. And notice if you sense a difference between the sides. Most of us are not symmetrical in our flexibility on both sides. One side might feel tighter, one side might feel a little bit more open and easier to get into. To release, you'll tuck the left toes under, move the left knee up, send the right foot back, push back into downward facing dog to release. And you could pedal out through the legs. Let's find our way into our next posture, reclining butterfly. You can take this pose with or without props. If you're going to use a bolster or pillow, set them up right behind the hips, and then bring the soles of the feet together. Draw the heels close to the groin, interlace the fingers around the feet, let the knees fall and relax towards the ground, and then release and come to lie back. Draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, arms come out towards the sides of the body, with the palms facing up. You also have the option to place pillows or blocks under the knees for more support. Relax the lower back and the hips. Take your breath all the way down to the lower belly. Let the body be completely relaxed in this posture. take an inhale and place the hands on the backs of the thighs to help push the knees back together. If you were using a prop, you'll set it off to the side, and then come to lie down flat on your back for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Take up space on the mat. Feet flop away from one another. Arms are by the sides of the body with the palms facing up. Release the feet, the lower legs, the upper legs. Relax the whole lower body. Relax your hips, the muscles in your stomach, your lower back. Soften the back ribs, the front ribs. Release and relax your collarbones and your shoulders. Release the jaw, the muscles in the cheek, the muscles around the mouth. Release the muscles around the eyes and space in between the eyebrows, and release the forehead. Release all the muscles of the head. To close our practice, I leave you with our gratitude message that we picked earlier. Allure of aroma. I appreciate the aroma of life. I am thankful for the scent of freshly baked goods, rain-soaked grass, and my favorite perfume. I am grateful for the experience of fragrance my sense of smell brings to each moment. Gently wiggle the fingers and the toes to release Shavasana. Roll over onto one side and find your way into a seated position. Take a releasing breath. Sweep the arms out, around, and up. The palms touch overhead. And land the palms on the forehead as a reminder that you are the master of your Zen. Palms come to the lips as a reminder to communicate our truth with authenticity and kindness. Palms rest at the heart center as a reminder to know thyself and love thyself. Thank you for practicing with me. Peace and ease to you. If you enjoyed this session and it helped you, please share it with someone that it can help. Subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you'll be aware of when I post and we can practice together. Until next time.